Hello everybody, Meteorologist Noah Bergren here. It's about 3:20 on a Wednesday afternoon. Hope you've had a great day today. Meteorologist again, Noah Bergren here, streaming on YouTube and our Facebook page here at Fox 35 and also soon to be on Fox Local. We've got a very busy radar this afternoon with a lot of storms, and I think we've yet to reach the peak of these storms. In fact, I think we're going to have the mother of all sea breeze collisions here, for lack of a better terminology, in about an hour. And we're going to have an explosion of thunderstorms around Orlando. We've already got big storms, but we're going to have even more. So let me eliminate the formality, just get right to the radar. So here's all the storms. First and foremost, there's nothing severe out there right now. There might be a severe storm or two here coming up in the next hour or two, just by looking at the sea breeze collisions that are about to happen across Central Florida. So very big storms right now. Now let me show you the cameras across our area. I want to take you on a tour of cameras. So give me a quick second, and I'll show you some of the cameras here. Let me pull up our Lake Mary camera and show you how things look from our TV station, because we've got a big thunderstorm going by. Before I do that, I'll show you the Lake Fairview camera. You can see some of those dark clouds. Going to be a big thunderstorm that forms near here, probably in about a half an hour, I would say, in the Lake Fairview area, something like that. And we're going to have a ton of sea breeze collisions here in about 45 minutes or so. I'll show you that in a second. You can see it's just torrentially downpouring. This is from the Lake Mary area currently. Now, some other cameras, I'm not seeing anything notable else yet on our other cameras. Now, if you happen to be in Daytona, you might miss out completely on all of the rain today. In fact, if you look now, it's a stellar beach day. But that's obviously not the case everywhere. So let's get into some radar data. Now, here's the live view. A couple of things. First, we've got the biggest thunderstorm on the board. Let me bring this back to the main view. I'll make the pen nice and big so you can see it. The biggest thunderstorm on the board is right in Lake Mary to Winter Park, right there. Turn off the towns. That's the biggest storm on the board. Everything today is moving to the west, as was expected. Now, if you're right on the immediate I-95 corridor, you're probably dry through the rest of the night tonight. So outside of these areas, a lot of storms. Now, let me give you a track of this big storm here. We'll zoom in, show you a tremendous amount of lightning here. Hi, Michelle Reed. Hi, Terry. How's everybody doing? Let me know where you're watching from. Give me a like, a heart, a shout out. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and soon to be Fox Local, but I've got my feed here. So if you want to say hello, please give me a shout. I would love to see your questions. Our Wi-Fi just cut out on me, so let me get my feed pulled back up here while that's loading so I can see your comments. Right over Altamont, Lake Mary. The worst of the storm is probably now done in Lake Mary, but going through Altamont, Maitland, so heads up Apopka, big thunderstorm coming in. Let me put this on the hail tracker, and you can see there is some hail. Turn off the lightning. Right here between Maitland, Eatonville, and Winter Park, probably some marble to pea-sized hail. You can see that there between Fern Park and Lake Fairview. Now, our own meteorologist, Jessica Dobson, happened to be venturing around and reported what probably was a downburst from this thunderstorm about half an hour ago. And let me bring you to the terminal radar. This is from the MCO area. Now I want you to look what she's referring to. Change this color palette right here. So this is the Orlando radar right here. About, let's see, about maybe like 3:10-ish p.m. Notice how there's this green and red next to each other. What this was is wind blowing towards the radar in green and away from the radar in red. So this is not rotation. This was likely a downburst, an unwarned downburst. Probably could have had a severe thunderstorm warning. Was none issued. But right here between Castleberry and Altamont, there's a couple of reports of some things blown around, fences blown over, because what happens is the thunderstorm collapses, sends a big rush of air down, and you can get 50 or 55 mile an hour winds, even 60 mile an hour gusts briefly. And that was right over Altamont, Castleberry, Winter Springs, and you can see that divergent wind signature. Red is going away from the radar, so in this case the radar is in the MCO area, in the red, and wind going towards it in green. So right in between, the air is coming straight out of the cloud, going down and diverging in both directions. So probably was some really big wind there 10-15 minutes ago from that thunderstorm that was unwarned. So there's already been some big wind from that. Here it is right now. Strongest part of the storm is over here on North Pine Hills Road, going towards Fullers, Crown Point, and Ocoee. Let me see how fast this storm is moving. Yeah, that's just not correct. So let me put a track on this. I'm going to clock this for you here and show you how fast it's moving. So the strongest part of the storm will be in the Ocoee area, about 350 or so, going towards Crown Point, closer to 4. That's the track of that. Up here, let's do the Apopka area for the big downpour. So the core of it's right over I-4. Apopka probably closer to 350 for the heaviest rain coming in there. And tremendous amount of lightning. In fact, if you look here, there's just from this one thunderstorm, there's 100 bolts of lightning in the last 15 minutes. That's a lot of lightning. Not seeing any rotation in there right now, which is good news. But again, still, there could be some small hail over Lockhart that came out of the Eatonville area. So here's the entire area. Now, I mentioned the mother of all collisions. I'll talk about that in a second. Let's just do a little bit of a tour here. We'll go around the area. Daytona Beach, you're probably going to stay dry for the rest of the day. Over here towards Salt Springs and Reddick, big thunderstorms coming into the east. So the Ocala area up towards Reddick, big lightning and storms to your east that's coming in momentarily. Let me get some of your comments here. How's everybody doing? Thank you for watching on YouTube, Facebook, and we'll be on our Fox Local page here too. See if I can get your comments on here. Let's see. Looks like the worst just passed here in Lake Mary Longwood, Janice. Yes, it did. Captiva raining, Annette. Thanks for that. Winter Garden clouds, but some thunder, Melissa. Oh boy. Let's see. Hello from Ocala, Kelly. Kelly, it's going to come into Ocala in the next, let's say, half hour. Nothing on Orlando, Nadia. It will shortly. Cocoa Beach, can you bring the coastal 7-day forecast back? Brent, ask and you shall receive. I love that, Brent. I will. Thank you for reminding me of that. That's a great reminder, so shout out Brent for that. If you're in the Villages, some rumbles, a little small thunderstorm here right over Lady Lake. Nothing too big there. Further to the south, we've got some thunderstorms around the Celebration and Four Corners area. It's raining over Magic Kingdom. It did rain over Magic Kingdom. It's pushing to the north right now. Further to the east, some thunderstorms here by St. Cloud, but there's 3 sea breeze collisions about to happen in a couple different areas. Is there going to be a lot of storms tomorrow? My husband's talking about going deep sea fishing. If you're going in the Atlantic, no, not at all. Not at all, Kevin, for tomorrow. Not at all. So I tease that there's about to be a monster sea breeze collision across our area. Let me pull it up here on the radar. See if I can get this. I want to make sure I draw it correctly. Yeah, I'm not getting good internet to pull up the. Oh, here it is. Okay. So we're about to have a massive sea breeze collision. Let me turn off the towns. And what do I mean by that? So there's the sea breezes and the outflow boundaries all about to collide. There's one right here. You can see that there. There's one here. There's one here. One here. One right here. And then there's the boundary that's causing this Lake Mary storm like that. So this one's moving this way. This one's moving this way. This boundary's moving that way. This boundary's moving this way. This one's moving this way. And this one's moving that way. So we're about to have the mother of all collision of storms here over the Orlando area in the next hour. Because what happens when all of these boundaries hit each other, you just get a huge explosion of storms. So in this area, there should be monster storms, and in this area, there should be monster storms in the next 90 minutes. So again, right here, and then over in here, because of all of these boundaries colliding, there's going to be some monster storms in about an hour. And if you want to see what I'm referring to, you can come in here into Osceola County, and you see these little green lines here. Let me put this on a shorter loop. You see these green lines? These are outflow boundaries right here, and right here. So what's happening is that this one on the right is the Atlantic sea breeze. It picks up dust and birds and bugs and things. This is an outflow boundary coming south from a storm earlier. This is an outflow boundary coming north. So once all 3 of these things collide here, holy kaboom, you're going to have a big thunderstorm that forms between St. Cloud and Lake Poinsett. keep an eye on it where it tracks. So there's going to be a big thunderstorm. Now up over here, you can't see it as well on this radar, but I'm watching it from my radar on my phone. You've got a boundary here and a boundary like here. Then there's this boundary coming up from the north. So moving like that, like this, and like this. So somewhere between Ocoee, Claremont, the theme parks, Davenport, Kissimmee, downtown, and Altamont. I'll clear all that off. So the point is somewhere in here too, in the next, let's say, hour, there's going to be mega storms. And then somewhere over here, there's going to be mega storms too. And once they form, we'll see which direction they track. The upper level winds should push both of these clusters of storms once they form that way. But trust me when I tell you, in about an hour, maybe I'll come back on here if there's a couple severe warnings, or yes, I'll see you in the news at 5. Both of those boxes will have really, really big storms. So heads up in both of those areas for that. But here's the zoomed out area, and as expected, a lot of rain and a lot of storms today. But the strongest storm on the board is still this one right here, with just tremendous lightning and what came through Lake Mary, now in Lockhart, going into Ocoee. See that there, and then also a big thunderstorm here into Four Corners. So statewide, this is the system that's going to potentially cause a tropical depression to form over the next couple of days in the western Gulf. And you can see here over towards the Tampa area as well, some really big thunderstorms there. So let me put this on the statewide view. If you have a question, comment, concern, please send it to me on YouTube, Facebook. We're also on our Fox Local stream online. But let me pull up some of your comments so I can see what y'all are saying. Spring Hill Joy, yeah, it's about to rain there really good. Sounds like a land hurricane, Kelly. It's raining pretty good. Spring Hill Joy, got your comments and your questions here. Hello. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, everybody. Hope you've had a great day so far. High winds, Melissa. Some of the storms will produce a couple 50, 60 mile an hour gusts. For how long the storms will be in St. Cloud, Lamaris? Probably about at least another 2 hours. What about tomorrow on the West Coast, Kevin? Different story. There'll be a lot more storms on and off the West Coast. A lot less, though, for later this week off the West Coast. But on the satellite, it's interesting. Let me put this on the satellite. If you look, there's a lot of clouds over Florida and a lot of clouds up over here. This is a just general area of low pressure that's sitting over Florida right now. Let me turn off the town labels. There's low pressure sitting right over Orlando right now that's tracking west. And once this gets into the Gulf over the next couple of days, it does look like it may have a chance to produce a tropical system later this week, but not impacting us. So the storms that are out there now will move into the Gulf tomorrow, and there'll actually be at least a chance of a tropical depression or a storm going towards South Texas for the weekend. So once this energy crosses by, it's actually going to dry out and get beautiful here for the weekend. Beautifully sunny, but it's going to be really hot for Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday. But the energy that's over us now will potentially become a tropical entity going away from us later this week. Let me pull up some cameras for you so you can see some of these things here, because we do have some really good rain that is coming down now across the area, except for Daytona Beach. Meanwhile, it's just a beautiful beach day up there. Here's our Lake Mary camera. You can see the slowdown of traffic on I-4 as you would expect, because it is in fact pouring. Not pouring right now from the Lake Fairview camera, but let me pull up our downtown view. We've got several downtown views here, and I'll show you some models through the rest of the evening coming up in a second. Here's the downtown view. You can see up on the top there's one of those big downpours looking off. Now, the heat index currently across our area, let's take a look. You can tell obviously where it's rained and it hasn't, but where it hasn't rained, it obviously feels really hot. 100 in Orlando, 102 in DeLand. And the temperatures across the area, you can tell again where it's rained and it hasn't. 79 in Sanford, but it's still 90 currently in the Claremont area. So let me pull up some models here, and let's talk about the rest of the night. Let me pull some of those up. If you have a question, a comment, a concern, please. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, Fox Local. Hope everybody's had a great Wednesday so far. Busy day in the office it will be for sure. This will take my camera full so I can dial up for y'all the Futurecast for the rest of the night. If you have a comment, please put it in there. Love to hear from y'all. Nothing severe right now, but there could be a few severe warnings in the next hour, I think. Going up at about 5 o'clock, I think we'll see a few severe thunderstorm warnings. Let me get this like that. Let me change this model, make sure it's the most recent, so what I'm showing you is accurate. So let's get this dialed in like that, like that. There we go. Okay, so let me look at some of your comments quick, and then we'll show you the Futurecast. Will it hit Tennessee, Beverly? Probably not, no. I have a serious question about a sky clouded sea every day in the same spot. What's the question, Kelly? You're welcome, Brent. Good afternoon. How does Ocala look later? Peters, Benny, Peters, there'll be some bigger storms in Ocala in about an hour. Nothing severe than Ocala, though. Sunny and beautiful in Titusville. Why are you so dark in the studio? Macarena, I can't pronounce your last name. I actually like working in the dark, first of all. The background for the stream, I think, looks better with just me lit here in the foreground. Let's see. Joel, you don't like storms, I hear you. Raining in DeBerry, says Sheila. So let's talk about the Futurecast now through the remainder of the night. So here it is. We'll start you at about now. And you can see the Futurecast actually doing a pretty good job picking up on this area of storms around the metro. So here we go through the remainder of the night. And notice we get storms that reform. Here's 5. Notice what this is an outflow boundary. See how this boundary here is working like this? So there's a wave of storms now, and there'll be more storms that form through the evening. And note the time at the top of your screen. That's about 6:30. So we've got these storms now. 3:30. Here's 4:30, 5:30, and then notice more come in from the south. 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, and then we're done by 10. So storms now, more storms this evening, and then by like later evening, 10 to 11, it's done, and then things clearing out heading into tomorrow. Let me show you the Futurecast going into tomorrow, because some of you have asked about that. So the rain chances are going to go down, and go down a lot heading into the weekend. But here's tomorrow. It should be dry in the morning. Tomorrow afternoon, there should be a few more storms coming in. Is it going to be a lot? I doubt it. But notice here's 5:30 tomorrow. Notice there'll be some storms tracking like this tomorrow, as opposed to like this today. So tomorrow, the storms, there's less of them, and they're not as strong. They track from southeast to northwest across central Florida. So through the remainder of the night, let me pull up some of the projected rain totals here. Look, showing models for rain totals in Florida with summertime convection. Meteorologically, it's not that it's impossible. It's just kind of impossible, because the spontaneity of these storms, there's no way of knowing specifically which town is going to get hit or not. But this is the latest high-res model for rain through the evening. And just notice, I'll query some of these areas. You can see that the red here. See if I can get some of these on here. The red on here, that's 4 inches of rain. The yellow is 2. So the point is there'll be pockets of 2 to 6 inches of rain. And I'm going to go back to the live radar and show you. There's the satellite, which shows this area of low pressure over Florida. So get you back here and put the labels on. Here's the rain so far today. Let me stop this, turn off the lightning and the warnings and the labels. So notice here's the rain so far today. You can see we've had areas of 2 inches plus of rain. I'll put the towns back on here. See, right over Winter Springs, we've already had today 2.6 inches of rain. In the center of Altamont, we've had 1.2. By our TV station Lake Mary, 1.2. In center of Maitland, we've had about a half an inch. Over to the east by Port St. John here, right off I-95, you can see just so far the last 6 hours, 2.3 inches of rain there. Over by Magic Kingdom in Four Corners, in the theme parks, you can see right here in Four Corners, almost 3 inches of rain today. So where you see yellow on here is 2 inches of rain, and where you see that the green is over half an inch. So through the rest of the day, there'll be some areas that it's just pockets of 3 to 6 inches of rain through today. Let's see. Nancy says nothing. We're seeing nothing as usual in parentheses in Lake County. Well, Nancy, you're going to get some there in a second for sure, because if you look to your east, some big thunderstorms here coming. I don't know where you are in Lake County, but should be something here soon. What will Panama City see, sir? Beverly, probably nothing major for tonight. Hasn't seen any in Goldenrod. You will probably there soon, Kevin. Probably soon, I think you will there. Nothing in Davenport. Catherine, give it a few minutes. It'll pop up there. Macarena, like the song. There you go. You're welcome, Peters. Raining in DeBerry. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Fox Local. Appreciate you all checking in here, spending a few minutes on your Wednesday. I've got all your comments and questions on my feed here. Sebring, Florida. Jamari, hello. Checking in. So no severe warnings right now, but let me bring you back to the home view here, and I'll give you a couple of more minutes if we don't get anything severe, because I got to get some things cooking for the news this evening and done. I wanted to give you this update because we do have some big storms out there. But notice from Palm Coast to Daytona to Titusville to Cocoa Beach, there's nothing, and there probably won't be anything for the rest of the night. So those areas are dry and going to stay dry. Now, the rest of these storms that are out there now, I'll give you just the hand-drawn analysis. These storms are moving this way. These storms are moving this way. But in through here, there should be more storms that form through the evening. So in the red box, there should be more storms that form, like Mary, Wekiva, Orlando, the theme parks, St. Cloud, Kissimmee. But if you're somewhere between Cocoa Beach, Titusville, Rockledge, New Smyrna, Palm Coast, Ormond Beach, you're probably going to stay completely dry, nearly, for the rest of the night. Do you think travel tomorrow from Panama City to Orlando? Yeah, you'll probably get hit by a downpour coming in, but nothing major tomorrow. The intensity comes down. Coco, Angela, things are going to look pretty good right now. Things are going to look pretty good here for the remainder of the night. I don't really think there's going to be much. You're welcome, Beverly. You're welcome. So here's a quick update on the radar one more time. So this is a loop over the last 45 minutes. I'll take you from north to south. A couple of downpours from Palatka. Just generic summer downpours coming into Reddick and Ocala. Nothing too bad there. A couple of downpours and some lightning near the villages. Had a big thunderstorm earlier. Let me shorten this lightning duration. It's on a really long duration. There we go. Had a big thunderstorm in the Lake Mary area, but it's pretty much done in Lake Mary. You can see a big thunderstorm coming into Apopka and Ocoee right now. And then Claremont to Four Corners. Big thunderstorms here, nothing severe there. But here's our imminent sea breeze collision. See how these lines are all coming towards each other? Right here, and right here. Should be a huge thunderstorm that pops up there in the next moments. But interesting to see. And then it looks like in here too, we should see some big new thunderstorms that form around the theme parks and on the south side of Orlando over the next hour. You're welcome, Beverly. Appreciate you tuning in here on Fox 35 for the weather. We appreciate you, Kevin. I appreciate you tuning into the storm team here. It's why we're here. It's why I'm here for you. It's why we're all doing this for you to track storms. But yeah, so through the evening, big downpours, just July plus is some have referred to it. Downpours that would otherwise be typical for late July, just with an extra punch. But the idea is for the rest of the evening to put a bow tie on this. If you missed a lot of the previous conversation, everything is moving this way. The predominant flow is that way. The immediate beaches are dry, but around the metro and in Osceola County, in this area, there's a couple of boundary collisions that are imminent to happen, and we should see some new big storms that pop up in this area for the next 2 hours. Then after about 7, that place should be dry. Then after about 6 to 7, most of the storms will be down over here in the Tampa area, which you can see it's currently tamping a lot. The Fox 13 Sky Tower radar down there, probably getting a good view of that thunderstorm coming into Tampa Bay right now. Anything in the Melbourne area, Christie, I mean, there's a little downpour here by Patrick Space Force Base. A a little downpour in Melbourne, but yeah, there's nothing big down there right now. Nothing big there right now. So here's the colorized satellite. You can see it's not really looking that, interestingly, not that impressive right now, but we've got these thunderstorms today over Florida, and then this blob out in the Gulf, and both are going to kind of join forces Thursday into Friday, and could spawn up a tropical depression as that goes towards Texas later this week, but it would not be any impact to us. Let me show you the rain chances for the rest of the week. I haven't actually made our forecast yet, so this might be out of date. It should be pretty good, though, I think, still, from the morning. Let's see, I think I've got a graphic. Here you go. So here's the idea for the rain chances through the rest of the week is they're going to go down. Today was about 70-80%. Tomorrow's 60%. Then look what goes into the weekend. It's just really hot and really dry. And it's going to stay really hot and really dry heading into the weekend. So I'll keep an eye on the radars for you through the rest of the night. The idea through the rest of the night on this impact day is that there'll be a lot of downpours, vivid lightning, some localized flooding. Still can't rule out a severe storm or even a tornado if two storms collide at the right angle, which we saw this the other day in Fort Myers. Earlier in the week in Tampa area, there's a tornado warning. I haven't seen that here yet today, but we will keep an eye on that for you. Or I will keep an eye on that for you for the remainder of this evening. Again, all the storms moving west, but keep an eye on it for you for sure here over the next little while. So appreciate you watching on YouTube, Facebook, and on Fox Local. I will see you right after the soccer is done. We've got the women's soccer tournament that has been on Fox. So once that is done today, I will see you coming up on the news. Hopefully it's at 5, but if it's not, when this match is done, I will see you on there, and we'll talk some more weather and storms. We've got much more to discuss about the heat that is coming for the weekend. So you have a great night. Take care. Appreciate y'all watching. We'll talk soon.